just what I love to do. So, yes, I do. So there is some prizes that I'd like to give away for coming because you've taken the time, right, to educate yourself. You need to be rewarded too. So there are some entry forms, and what I'm giving away is some protein powder. This is chocolate. It's plant-based. It's very easy to digest, and you'll get a recipe on how to use it. And I'm also giving away, I love these. These are stainless steel straws. So one of the tips that you're going to learn today is we don't want to be eating all day. We need to take breaks from eating, but sometimes we feel like we need something like to chew or something to do. And so what I always recommend is some herbal tea and stevia, and then use a straw and drink that, and you're satisfied. You can be productive instead of thinking about food, and your brain works better. So I like to use my stainless steel straws for that, to get my water in and my herbal tea in. So I'm giving away 3 of these to some lucky winners tonight. So just enter your name and everything here. There'll be stain pen, which we'll get. And a little bit about me, if you guys want to know about me, if you like what you hear, then you can learn more. And there's a good basket. And yeah. Oh. My favorite pen. You get my favorite one. Oh, yeah. Make sure. So I'm using my mic now. Oh. Wait. The last one I had it on my own. I know. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, whatever works. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. Hi guys, thank you everybody. Of course we're having some technical difficulties this evening. That's sort of Murphy's Law, right? So anyway, welcome folks. Thank you for joining us for In-Store Wellness Talk here. So today we have Michelle Hart joining us. She's a nutritionist, chartered herbalist, and also a diet and detox specialist. She's also been your neighborhood nutritionist, author of the Fit and Healthy Plan. She also was part of the writing of the plan for Bob Proctor's The Science of the Perfect Weight. So Michelle holds the master key to weight loss, and is here this evening to share a little bit of that with us. So we'd like to thank you all for joining again and for your patience. This evening after the presentation, there is 15% off all your regular price merchandise in the store. So shop as you like and be enjoying. I won't hold you up, so without further ado, please join me in welcoming Michelle.
My name is Michelle Hart, and I'm a diet and detox specialist. And I want to welcome you to today's talk. You're going to learn a lot today. I'm going to have it interactive, and then we'll leave a room for Q&A after. And I want to actually thank Nature's Fair for having me here tonight. I really want to thank you for sharing this space, because this information I wish I had 20 years ago, where I had to fix myself. So I'm really excited. I love to teach. I love to teach, and I love to share this information, because it is simple ways that we can actually get our health back. That works pretty much right away. So now that, and I want to thank you for coming. Like really, you've taken the time to come and educate yourself. This is amazing. So today you're going to learn about how you're going to reach your ideal weight by learning about this one missing piece that I can't wait to share with you. And there's 3 key learning points that you'll be left with today. The first one is you need to learn about leptin and about leptin resistance. The second thing is if anybody has challenges with trying to lose weight or getting into a better weight, we need to be fat burners. We're sugar burners. We need to train our bodies to be fat burners, and there's an easy way to do that. It's called metabolically flexible. You want to be able to tap into your fat when you need it, and also use your own sugar when you need it. So we're metabolically flexible. That's a healthy body that adapts to the environment. And then at the end of this, you're actually going to get a very, very simple and no-nonsense approach to help you reach your ideal weight, but feel strong and confident and having that all-day energy back. Who would want that? I can show you how. It's not hard. So I'm going to start by asking you guys some questions. The first one is, how many people here are having their required amount of water in a day, which is 1 liter for every 50 pounds of body weight? Who is doing that? Hand up so I can really see. Good. So who here in this audience is getting enough outside time? Wow, you guys are like ninjas. You guys are good. Okay. And how many of you are getting outside before 10 a.m.? Wow, that's amazing. I don't think you need me. How many people here are having enough protein in their daily diet? And what I mean by that is we need 1 gram per pound of body weight, roughly there. If you're really overweight, it's about 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. So it's about 1 gram. So a deck of cards is 25 grams, so about 4 deck of cards a day. If you're 100 pounds, and if you're 150, you need some more. So who's doing that? You are? Okay, you're doing that? Good job. Okay, you're doing that? You're having that amount of protein? Try. Yeah. How many here are having breads, pastas, rice, donuts, and like a lot of the carbs, those kind of foods? Sometimes? Okay, yeah. Hey, you guys are doing well, actually. Wow, good. How many people here are doing resistance training? What? So, and using your body strength training, so weights, or using your, creating, so like using weights or body weight or some kind of lifting heavy things. Who's doing that? Hand up, I want to see. Okay, good, 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 good. How many people here are practicing intermittent fasting? Okay, so you guys even know what that is. Wow, you guys are good. So 12 hours, okay. So do you guys know what intermittent fasting is? Time restricted feeding. Okay, so you're 12 hours, so how many hours are you guys doing that? Of fasting to feeding? Roughly, how? 14 hours fast? Okay. Who else is doing that? 12, 15, 14, okay. So how many people here can actually tell when they're hungry? And do you stop when you're 80% full? Okay, so maybe not all the time. Okay, right. So how many people here are getting a good solid sleep? Maybe that's an issue. Okay, so that, right. So the sleep may be an issue. How many people here get to bed before 10 p.m.? Okay. Okay, so it looks like the sleep is the real issue, like primarily like as a group. And I'm seeing this all the time, more than ever. I'm seeing this. We're either having a hard time getting to sleep or we keep waking up and we have a hard, keep waking up.
Or something wakes us up like a 15-year-old dog has to go.
Right. Oh, yeah. So the sleep is kind of the primary. Okay, good to know. Now I know you guys more. Now I can customize this to you guys. So here's the thing. I haven't always been fit and healthy. I'm standing here today because I love to be fit, because I like to look and feel great. But you know what? When I was younger, I trashed my body so bad. So what happened was, in my like teenage years, I had some emotional trauma, and it led to this idea that I had to lose weight for people to like me. And I wanted to like have friends, and I felt disconnected for some reason. And so I thought, well, how do I lose weight? I don't know, because if I lose weight, everyone's gonna love me, right? So I overheard from this girl who said, oh, I was able to lose all this weight, I just ate less. I thought, well, okay, well that's how you lose weight. Sure, I could eat less. Well, I took that too far. So I ended up starving myself because I was so like, I just want to look and feel good, I'm just gonna eat less. Well, I took it too far. I remember going to bed just starving, but being so happy that I was able to starve myself all night, and I did it, like, woohoo, way to go. I took this too far. So not only did I lose weight, but actually I lost my menstrual cycle, and that later led to a loss of bone. My bones were so weak at a young age. I was diagnosed with osteoporosis at a very young age, at the time when my bones are supposed to be the strongest. So yes, I was fit, but I was not healthy. And I needed to find a solution to this. So for me, I always want to look and feel good. Like, that's what I like to do. But obviously the way I was doing it was the wrong way. It was wrong. And so I thought, okay, well, how am I going to do this? So the doctors were recommending all these medications because they wanted my menstrual cycle back, and they wanted to build my bones with Fosamax or whatever. And I thought, that's not the answer. Something inside me said, no, I need to figure this out. I need to get my body strong, because that's not my answer. And so I went on my search. How am I going to get my body better? And so I started to follow what was marketed as healthy. And so that was, don't eat butter, have margarine. Don't have sugar, have Splenda, because sugar's bad, but Splenda's good, because there's no calories. And then don't have fat. Fat is evil. And then do lots of aerobics, because that's really healthy for you. So that's what was promoted then. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try that. And I did. And I got worse. My hair started to fall out. Like, I had thin hair. I was skinny. And I had no energy. I had no energy. So I actually was scared. I was freaking out, going, I'm doing what I'm told, and it's not working. So this is crazy, but it's really true. This is all happening in Vancouver. So what happened was, I walked by this magazine store, and there was a magazine that saying to me, it was like this thing that was just like shining, and it was called Alive. And I thought, oh, that's what I want to be. I want to feel alive, because I don't feel alive. And I thought, I'm going to pick that up and look at it. And so this was my first look at what natural diet, natural lifestyle, and natural ways of living. And I started to read it, and I thought, oh my gosh, this makes sense. Like, all this, just intuitively, I thought, this makes sense. What's this other stuff that I was told? So I thought, oh, okay, well, I got to start applying this. And so I thought, well, I'm pretty messed up. I better hire a doctor, because I don't know how to do this. So I hired a natural doctor, Dr. Kelly Farnsworth. Thank you, Kelly, because you did fix me very quickly. So he was in West Van, and I went and saw him, and he put me on some stuff and talked about a natural diet. And I'll tell you what, this did not take long. My menstrual cycle came back. I started to feel better, and I thought, well, man, what is going on? This was fast. I feel better. We need to get this information out. So what did I do? I'm like, I have to teach this. That was a long time ago. I knew I had a purpose and why I was here. So I actually took a course through Alive magazine. That was my first attempt at learning natural diet, natural lifestyle to get the body back. And from that time, I actually reversed osteoporosis by following what I believed to be right, and I totally turned it around. All natural, no medication, nothing. So if I can do that, you guys can fix yourselves too. I'm going to show you how to reach your ideal weight.
We can mic you now.
Okay, let's do it, yeah.
Just because the coolers are kind of
Can you check that the video's on? That it's working? And I'm just going to turn up the volume slowly. That the video's on?
Yeah, it's
Okay. So how do I do this? Sorry.
How does that feel?
Oh, good.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
good. And then this is where you can perfect.
And can you guys hear me? It's no? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We're just going to turn it up.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, you guys can hear me now. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You're doing very well.
Oh, am I?
You were.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. So,
And a lot of my
long story short, I struggled for a long time. And I was listening to the wrong information, and it was just like all this marketing. And it took me out, and I had to figure it out on my own. And I did. And I want you guys never to give up. I never did, and I fixed myself. So because of that, you know what? If I didn't fix myself, I would not have had this most amazing family. I love my family so much. If I didn't fix myself, they would not be here. That is very profound. So from that, I guess, so I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to speak, I better get my degree. Otherwise, no one's going to listen to me. So I got my degree, and I was following what I was learning. And then there was a naturopath, the head of the naturopath heard about me and what the work I was doing, because I was seeing clients. I was helping clients. And so then Bob Proctor, the guy from The Secret, said, who is a good nutritionist to help me write my next book? Because a lot of this is getting to your perfect weight has to do with the mind. And they're like, and so they asked the Naturopathic Society, who should they hire to help them with their diet? And so they said, well, Michelle Hart, she's getting really good results. So I wrote a book with Bob Proctor, and it's called Perfect Weight. And what I learned from him was so much about the mindset, and how really it does start with the mind for you to get anything that you want. It starts with the mind. It starts with you believing that you can, and feeling it, and seeing it, and making it happen. And then people come to you. And so I wanted you to know that that was super cool. And then I ended up writing my own book after, because I thought, well, that's good for that, but I want to help families. So I wrote a book, How to Raise a Fit and Healthy Family, because I really wanted to help the kids, because I started to see the kids were suffering. And I thought, well, I want to help the parents to help the kids. So I wrote that. And so I've been in practice for 20 years, and my struggle, what I didn't realize was I was at least 20 or more pounds underweight. Well, actually, I had this one hormone that was way off that turned everything around, and that was leptin. You're going to learn all about leptin and how that dictates your weight. So how I learned about leptin was with my research and always trying to figure out, like, how can we navigate our eating and our living to be able to reach an ideal weight without struggle? Like, who wants to starve or deprive? Or we want our good food. We want to enjoy our foods without guilt, without struggle, in a way where we can eat when we want, like foods that we enjoy, instead of, is that going to make me fat, or is that going to cause digestive issues, or is that going to do that or that? Like, it's got to be easy. It's got to, right? So I discovered this one guy, Jack Kruse, and he was talking, he's a neurosurgeon, so he's all about the brain. And so what he did is he put out this information that was groundbreaking, and he was talking about how he was really overweight, and he discovered this one hormone that dictated everything, and that was leptin. And once he discovered how to fix leptin, which is a hormone in your body, then he lost 77 pounds in 3 months and 133 pounds in a year. This is a doctor that did that, and he went, wait a minute, Like, that's profound. And he kept it off. So he's changed careers. Now he's teaching people all about how we need to fix our hormones to be able to get our weight back. And so basically he brought this to my attention. I thought, well, I got to learn about this leptin thing. And so what he's trying to say is it's not the result of too many calories or not enough exercise or living a slothful existence. It's not that. It's you've got to get this leptin working properly. You'll learn about leptin. I'm just letting you know that leptin's very profound. So I started to follow his research. Here's his book right here. I listened to him and I devoured his book. So I'm a real geek when it comes to health because I want to know it all. And so I devoured his book, learned all about that. But then I came across this other expert who started talking about leptin, and her name is Nora. And so Nora, she worked with the Weston A. Price Foundation, and so she started talking about leptin and how she discovered that it was the master hormone out of all of our hormones. That's the leader to anybody's health. So what is leptin? Leptin is a hormone that is considered the master hormone. It is the parent. It dictates all the other hormones in your body. So it is the top of the ladder when it comes to the system of management and all your hormones. You've got to get leptin working for any of your hormones to work. Yeah. So it's going to actually dictate how strong your bones are. I was leptin resistant. My bones were weak. I was overriding my hunger signal by starving myself. And that went on so long that I messed up my leptin and everything went off the rails. It also dictates your cardiovascular system, your menstrual cycle. It dictates your cardiovascular, I said the bone. It basically dictates your thyroid function. So if you have a thyroid issue, look higher up. How's leptin doing? Yeah. So, and leptin was only just recently discovered. So there's not a lot of doctors that know about this right now. They will be learning about it, but it hasn't really reached that level yet. So it's not really their fault. It's just not out there enough. That's why I'm out here speaking about it. So so basically what I'm saying is once we figure out this getting leptin working again, getting your leptin signaling working again, then we know that that will be the missing link for you to unblock the body to be a better body for all the hormones to work. So what is leptin? So leptin it's actually released from your fat cells, your white fat cells. And so what it does is, we used to believe that our fat was just like dead organ, but it's not. It's an intricate organ, and it releases lots of hormones and inflammatory markers, and one of them is called leptin. And what it's designed to do is, this hormone is released from the fat cells and it enters the brain through the hypothalamus, and it tells the brain when you're full. So the brain goes, oh good, we don't need to eat. So then you're not supposed to eat. But when it's high, the body goes, okay, we've got enough food. But when it's low, then it says, okay, well we need to eat. But if that's not working, then you don't know when to eat, when not to eat. So if that's not working, good luck trying to be at your ideal weight or be healthy at all. It's almost like you're driving a car and the gas gauge is broken. How would you know how much gas to put in? You won't know how far you can go. It's exactly that same thing. Is you need to know when to fuel your body and when to stop fueling your body. So that's exactly what leptin is. It's the signal to the brain when to start eating, when to stop eating. And so what happens is, as we break that, here's one thing. Here's how you could mess it up. The first one is what I did, which was, I was really hungry, but I thought, no, if I eat, I'm gonna gain weight. So I didn't eat and I overrode it. So what happened was, I became resistant to the signaling. My brain stopped listening to it, because I trained it to stop listening to it. Another way to do that is if you eat and you overeat. You overeat, your body's full, but you keep eating. And if you do that over time, then the body gets resistant to the signal. And then you don't know when you're actually supposed to eat and when you're not. Or has anybody here kind of like, you're not hungry, but it's time to eat, so you're supposed to eat? Does anybody have that issue? Yeah. Or you're not hungry, but there's food around, and you just eat it, but you're not hungry. Does anybody do that? Yeah. Okay. And if we do that for too long, then that's where leptin falls off the rails, and that's the top of the hierarchy of all hormones. So if that's not working, nothing else works. So let's see, even if we have a leptin resistance, well, anybody who's 20 or more pounds overweight, that's a good soft test to say, listen, your signal isn't working, and we need to get it working. So, or if you're craving carbs at night, so yeah, you're just a munchaholic. Or you wake up and you're tired, so you're not sleeping properly. Anybody with hypothyroidism or osteoporosis is guaranteed to be leptin resistant. Yeah, so we have to look higher up than thyroid. We need to go, okay, well, let's get leptin working, because leptin dictates thyroid. It's the leader. If you're tired after meals, and if you crave the comfort foods, and sugar cravings, having a hard time sleeping. So if you go on my website, there's actually a leptin resistance quiz that you can take, and it will give you a better understanding if you are or not. But anybody who wants to be healthy needs leptin to be working properly. So you can also do blood work. I love blood work. I do blood work, a lot of blood work, and because blood never lies, right? And so if your inflammatory markers are like highly sensitive CRP that's over 1 and you're inflaming, you're likely leptin resistant. Hemoglobin A1C, that's your blood sugar balance. That we want to pay attention to those markers and make sure that they're healthy. You guys can take photos of that if you want. You want the iron levels to be at a good range. I see some men are too high, and that's actually very stressful to the body. You're like rusting from the inside, so you really need to give blood to release that amount of iron. Women tend to be low in iron, so we need to get that iron up. Salivary cortisol, that lets you know if your cortisol is within range. So how it works is when you wake up in the morning, you want cortisol to be the highest. And leptin needs to be at a range so that you're hungry and that you have energy. And then as the day goes on, cortisol starts to go down. That's how you want it to be down so that melatonin can go up. So cortisol and melatonin work in opposite. So in the morning, cortisol's up, melatonin's down. But as the day goes on, they switch like that so that you can sleep at night. But if cortisol's off, then melatonin will be off, and good luck, you won't be able to sleep. You've got to get cortisol and melatonin working. And cortisol is in alignment with the sunrise and the sunset. So as the sun rises, cortisol goes up. As the sun sets, cortisol goes down. That's called your circadian rhythm. That's important for you guys to get the hormone balance. So the consequences of having this hormone imbalance called leptin resistant is you're not going to be able to lose weight. You won't. Like it's just, you're asking the body to do something, but it just can't do it. So we need to get this working. The other thing is you'll have these crazy food cravings. And it's almost like your brain's hijacked. You don't want it, but you have to have it. You've got sugar cravings for sure, and just chronic inflammation. Anybody that's chronically inflamed, you've got to take care of the inflammation for your body to heal, because it's not going to heal. It always feels like it has an infection, and all the energy goes there to try and put the fire out or the infection out. It's definitely not going to get you slim, strong, and sexy, believe me. So we got to get this inflammation down, and you leptin sensitive again. So the other thing is we have a lot of knowledge now, and this knowledge is coming out, and I love to share this because it worked for me, and it's worked for, I've seen thousands of people. So I have a one-on-one, I've been seeing clients for 20 years, and I've seen thousands and thousands of people, and when we apply these simple principles, things change and they get better, and they're good, and they're empowered because they know what to do. So what will happen is you'll start to realize that it's not hard to get into your ideal weight at all if you follow the principles, and you won't have these, you know what, you'll be in control, not the food cravings, right? So that's power. And your health improves. So before I share with you like what causes all this leptin resistance, I do want to share something quite startling. And that is today, where we're at today as a society. So in America, would you believe that only 1 in 8 Americans are actually have good metabolic health? 1 in 8. Isn't that appalling? And so like 12% achieve metabolic health without medication. That's not good. So the question is, we live in a society that is abundant. There's money, like we're in a wealthy nation. We have all this healthy food. We can live healthy lives. But why isn't this working? I don't understand. Like, what's going on? Don't you question that? I do. So here's the thing. Because our brains hijacked. Our brains are hijacked. So it's really not your fault, it's your brain is not working properly. We are inflaming, we have chronic inflammation, and our brain is hijacked. And what happens is, if our brain is inflaming, then we're operating from a part of the brain called the amygdala. And the amygdala is like the child. It wants things right away. It will not wait. It's impulsive. You don't have empathy. It's all about you. So even though you don't want that donut or you don't want that food, the amygdala is firing because of brain inflammation, and you grab it, and then later you feel guilty going, oh my gosh, I did it again. I didn't want that, but I did it again. Like, then guilt comes in. And the parent isn't parenting the child. This is the prefrontal cortex. That's not firing because there's brain inflammation. And a lot of this, I discovered this research from David Perlmutter. He's a brain guy. He's like one of the leading brain guys. And I'm like, that makes sense, because here's the thing. People know, we know what to do. We know if you eat more vegetables, you're gonna be happy, or healthy, right? You know that. If you walk outside and exercise, you're gonna be healthier, right? Isn't that true? Like, if you don't have sugar, you're gonna be better off, right? But why are we doing that? Like, why are we, seriously, we have all the best food, all the best lifestyle. We have money, all that's, like, we're wealthy compared to other nations, but we're not well because we're inflamed, and the brain, this part of the brain's taken over. The parent has to put the child back in its place, and it's not working. We have to get the prefrontal cortex working. What does that do? That makes you make better decisions. That helps you take a step back and go, wait a minute, that donut actually isn't gonna help me. No, I'm not gonna have it this time. That's the prefrontal cortex making a good decision. That's where we wanna go. So we need to work on that, and I'll show you how. So the other reason why we're not in good state is because we have all these blood sugar fluctuations. So our blood sugar isn't stabilized, and so when your blood sugar is off, you cannot burn fat. You will not get into your weight. You won't. What happens is when blood sugar goes up, insulin goes up, and as soon as that happens, you have lost the ability to fat burn. That will not happen. So we need to stabilize the blood sugars to be able to not gain weight and then be able to fat burn. Most people's blood sugar is off. And so we need to balance that. And the third reason is, guess what? We are toxic. We live in a toxic world now. It's not like it was before, and that's just how it is. And we know for a fact. In fact, babies are born with 267 different chemicals in their umbilical cords now. So we're born toxic, and they're mercury and plastic derivatives. And this is placed in the EWG.org. They actually put this groundbreaking study saying we're actually born toxic. So, but you know what? This is information that I want to empower you to know, but we have solutions for this. But just know that that's what's going on. That's why we're not well. So I'm just saying, like, our cards are stacked up against us. So we're living in a world where everything's easy and everything's convenient. And if we keep living that way, we get tired and we're unmotivated. Dopamine goes down, that's right? So all your neurotransmitters that help you feel good and be productive and make good decisions, they're not working properly. because our gut's not working properly. They're the ones that release it. Why isn't our gut working properly? Because we're all these, every day we're not making like the right decisions, and after a while there's a wearing effect. It's not like overnight, it's a wearing effect. And so because of where we're living now, we're driving cars, we're not walking as much. We're inside, we're not outside as much, right? So where's our natural food? It's all here. This is where I shop all the time. This is my second home. I do. I love Nature's Fair I love Nature's Fair. It's my second home. But we need to pay attention to how we're living and moving and eating. We do. Because the cards are stacked up against us. We're looking for the least costly and the quickest route. But it's taking us down. So we need to think differently and act differently. So getting to your ideal weight is definitely, here's the outdated model. You don't need to always eat less and exercise more. It's not at all about calories in, calories out. You're not a toaster. You're a human being, and it's not just about a calorie. It's about what information are you giving the body when you eat or move or live. And it's definitely not the next shiny object. Take this pill and burn this way. Come on, we're past that. But we need to look and think differently. So what is it? We need to get our brains back. We need to rewire our brains to be able to go, wait a minute, that's not good for me. I'm going to choose this other path that I know is good for me and stay on the path because I know that that's not getting me to where I want to go. So this is where I'm going to go. So that means getting your brain right. We also want to make sure that we're eating, living, and moving in a way that's going to balance our blood sugar. And we got to clean our bodies out. We do. Because that is, if you're toxic, it shuts down the body's function. And so it becomes sluggish. And we're expecting our bodies to do all these things. No, no, no. We need to clean it out for it to, you clean it to make space for new cells. You got to get rid of the old junk to make room for new cells. And so our goal is to get leptin resistant again. That's our goal, to be able to train the body to be a better body. So we need to train our brain to hear leptin. We need to balance our blood sugar to be a fat burner. And we need to clean our body. So how are we going to do that? Well, here's the thing. So many people come in to see me one-on-one, and I'm asking them what they're doing, and they're not doing the foundation. They're not, and they're struggling. They're not doing the common sense things that isn't common practice. They're not doing the basics. So here they're asking for like a supplement to burn fat when they're not even doing the basics. And I need to show the foundation, because if you do the foundation and live in a way, we're humans, right? We're made of nature. We need to start eating and living in a way that's natural. But for some reason, we got clouded with all this other marketing saying, do this, do that, this will be quick and that. That's, what I'm going to share with you may not be sexy, but it's going to work, okay? And so I think that if we do the non-sexy stuff, you're going to feel sexy later, you know? But just know that that's coming, okay? So this information may not be sensational, but it sure darn works, okay? And I've come to put it into an easy plan, because people love plans. If you have a plan, then you know that you have something you can follow that's going to make sense, right? So I love plans. I created this plan, and I'm actually going to share it with you today, so you can start learning these things and getting your results. So basically, it's a simple, no-nonsense approach to resetting leptin and getting your health back. So really, it's going to, I'm going to share with you how you're going to eat, move, and live to reach your ideal weight, feel strong and confident, and get that all-day energy. So why it works so well is, first of all, I don't like missing pieces. I don't know. I'm like this. I like, maybe it's the puzzle. I like putting all the puzzles together to make a beautiful picture. And when I see missing pieces, I make sure I put that back in so that you guys get the full plan. I don't like missing things. So what I'm going to share with you today is a plan that covers your bases, okay? And it's so simple that you're just going to laugh at it going, yeah, but just follow it. You'll see it works. And anyone can do it, anybody. I don't care what kind of diet you're on, it doesn't matter. These are principles. If you're vegan, if you're keto, I don't care. this will still work. It's like you've got to follow what you believe to be right for a diet, and there's not one diet that fits all, no way. And the other thing is, I would recommend that the diet that you're following, if it's not working, change it, and not to be too stuck. Right? I believe in eating in season, and I believe in eating from your environment, and I believe it has to change as you change. Yeah. So the other thing is, once you start on a plan, you've got to stay with it for enough time for it to actually work and not get misguided. So all you do is just follow the steps, and it's nice to do it with other people, because then you feel like you're part of something bigger than you, and then you can all help each other. I believe that community is everything, and I believe that we can do this as a team, as a community, so that we're all helping each other, and then there's a bigger voice, the natural diet, the natural lifestyle. We need a bigger voice, okay? The other voice is so loud with all the media and everything. I believe that we need to come together and help each other, and help each other. If someone's down, you help them. That's the thing. That's good. Then you feel like you're part of something. So, let me start. What I want you guys to do is, I'd like you to close your eyes, yeah, and sit in a comfortable space. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Let it go. Now what I want you to do is I want you to feel, truly feel, what it feels like to be at your perfect, ideal weight, being fit, being healthy. Just see it. And really feel it. What does it feel like? What are you doing? Are you playing with your kids? Are you playing with your grandkids? Are you waking up with energy? Are you feeling freedom? Do you have peace? Do you have love? Are you feeling strong? Are you feeling powerful, confident? Are you navigating your day in a way where you know what you're doing? You've got this plan. You're on the right page. Are you looking in the mirror, feeling proud of yourself with all the work you've done? Look what you've done, and look how good you look. Look how good you feel. Your brain is working. What does that feel like? Now I want you to open your eyes. And you know what? You can do it. You can be that. You've got to see it and feel it first. That's where it all starts. And so for me, what I do is I journal. Journaling is amazing. It keeps you focused. It keeps you on track. Guess what? It keeps you excited because you're on track. This is keeping yourself accountable. So I help people stay accountable, but I want eventually them to be accountable for themselves. I'll show them a plan. I want them to follow the plan eventually on their own. I believe in them until they believe in themselves. But really, we got to take our power back. We do. And you know what? We're way more powerful than we believe. Way more powerful. Truth of that, I was a mess. And I figured it out. I never gave up. So if you really, truly want to be that, you can. You just got to get a good plan and follow it and be among others doing it. That's how you do it. You don't have to do this alone. So I journal. I record my sleep, my energy, and all these other things that I record, that I track. I track. And I get excited because I'm staying on track. Okay. So the first area that's going to help you fix leptin is you need to believe it that you can. The second thing is we've got to eat properly, okay? So I have 2 handouts of some recipes that I'm actually going to give away, and one of them is, I don't know what it is. Do you know those 2 recipes I gave you? Yeah. So here's the thing. We're not eating enough protein for breakfast. I'm realizing that for most people. we are eating the wrong thing for breakfast, and we are starting the day off with brain fog and tied to the fridge and all these other things. So I'm going to encourage you to have a protein-rich breakfast. Okay, so if you start the day with protein, that actually is one prescription to fix leptin. That's what Jack Kruse taught us. You start the day, your first meal, it could be at 2, I don't care. Your first meal of the day needs to be high protein. Why? Because the body naturally has high levels of hydrochloric acid from the stomach that's released from the parietal cells, and that's designed to break down protein. It's like putting a big log in the fire so that you're not tied to the fridge all day. And you can fix the brain. The brain has what it needs for you guys to rock it out in the day and not grab the sweets. Because we don't want to be thinking about food all day. We want to be here. You're all here for a reason. You're all here for a purpose. Honestly, you are not a mistake. You're not. You all have a purpose. And what I love to do is get you guys healthy to reach your potential. I love doing that more than anything because I know you're here for a reason and I want to help you. So these 2 recipes that I have, one is I call the 3-ingredient smoothie because we're busy. Who has time for all this cooking? I don't know. So I'm trying to create some meals that are quick and fast, that are nutrient rich. We need to feed the body nutrients. And so this 3-ingredient smoothie that you guys will get a copy of, all it is like super simple. So all you need to do is you get like a glass jar and you put a cup of coconut milk. You can use almond milk, I'm okay, as long as it's unsweetened. And you put that in. You could use the Thai Kitchen coconut milk, just, you know, the full fat one that you can, like, that you use in like curries and stuff. You can use that too, it's really creamy. Either one, just some coconut milk, put it in a jar, and then you do 1 cup, and then all you do is you put your protein. I like this brand of plant protein. So vanilla tastes amazing, and so you're gonna wanna put your serving of protein. So when my clients come to see me, I actually calculate exactly how much protein they need. So my programs are very, very targeted and very customized. I use that machine to calculate their body composition, so I know how much protein they need to maintain their lean body mass and build more, because I encourage them to weight train. Why? Because we need to get strong, we're weak. And the only way you're gonna get strong is tell the body to get stronger, and that's doing resistance training of some sort. But the fuel, is protein. So I love this protein, and so a lot of my clients will start with 40 grams of protein. So 2 scoops of this. And what they'll do is they'll put it in their coconut dream, right? And then what I'll do is we'll do some chia seeds. So, so a tablespoon, that's all we need. We're eating too much fat. This keto thing, our livers aren't ready for it. The liver has to break down the fat. The liver has to release bile to break down the fat. Our livers are fatty. That's why we're nauseous. We've got to start with a little bit of fat and then gradually build it up. If anyone's on keto and they're not feeling good, start small and then build it up. The other thing is, if you want to lose weight, you're not going to really lose weight as easy as if you start higher protein, less fat, some fat, but higher protein, and then the above ground vegetables for carbs, not the breads or the rice or the grains, but more the above ground low sugar vegetables that are high in fiber. They're called non-starchy and they're fibrous. That's your best diet. But I think people are eating too much fat when they're starting out, because I don't think the livers are ready for it, and they're wondering why they're not feeling good. That's just what I see. So I always say, let's get the protein up. Let's have a tablespoon of fat, but not more, because we want these fats. They have a real role to play, but we're over-fatting. And then have some of these all-colored vegetables. So anyways, so it's, I went off track there a little bit, sorry. So 1 cup of that in a glass jar, 2 scoops of that, just a tablespoon of chia seeds. And what I do is, that's your 3-ingredient smoothie. And if you want to add any extras to that, throw in some berries. Why not? Throw in some berries if you like the fruit. You can do, if you're looking at losing weight, we can add in sunflower lecithin. It's got choline in it, and it's really good to burn fat. And if you have digestive issues, Then slippery elm bark powder is really good to soothe digestion. It actually makes that taste creamy. So I add all those. And it makes it taste really creamy and delicious. So, and then a pinch of salt. I like the Himalayan salt here. So like that's fast. And that's a breakfast that you can have. Or you can do my other breakfast idea, which was, I perfected this. This is cottage cheese pancakes. So these are made with, you'll see the recipe, but this is really high in protein and really low in fat. So it's the cottage cheese, but this one here is the best brand for this. Yeah. And so you'll put that in, you'll put the whole container in a bowl, and then what you'll do is you'll crack open 4 eggs, put them in, and then you'll put in arrowroot powder. This makes it taste so good. Arrowroot is a starch, it's high in calcium, and I learned that when I was following Weston A. Price. This Weston A. Price is pretty, his stuff is, the information is really good. It's a traditional way of eating. It's an ancestral way of eating. Anyways, I learned all about that with arrowroot starch. So you put about a couple tablespoons of that in, and it makes it all come together and taste so good. It's so it's high in calcium, and then a little bit of baking powder, a little bit of baking soda, and a bit of salt. And I love this brand of cheese because his cows they're A2, so they're more compatible to our bodies. A1 cows are inflammatory, studies have shown. Products from A2 cows like Jersey Land Organic, the body accepts it, it doesn't inflame for most people, and it tastes really good. So his cows are grass finished. You want to eat cheese made from cows that are raised on grass, not raised on grain and factory farm. That's completely different food for us that is not compatible to our bodies. This would be a better choice. So I like these. They're from Grand Forks, and they're happy cows. I actually petted them. They're really nice. Yep, I did. And so the recipe's here. So what you do is you get the bowl and you mix all that together and stir it up, and then you get your frying pan, and then you put coconut oil in there and a little bit of salt, and then put a dollop in there, just like you're grilling up some pancakes. And they taste so good. You can have them for lunch or dinner. Like they're portable. So I actually take it with me if I need to go somewhere because they don't smell. You can take them on a plane, honestly, because you don't want to, right? You can take your food. But anyways, these are like pancakes that are so delicious. They taste so good. They're a winner. They're a winner. I've given you 2 recipes that are total winners that I want to empower you to have more protein in your diet, because we're not eating enough protein typically at all. We're not. So detox. So we need to clear the bad junk from our bodies. Our bodies have the ability to get clean. We just need to allow them to get clean. So for our liver likes bitter foods. So arugula or anything bitter is good for the liver. So put bitter foods in your diet and you'll help the liver. We gotta get enough water for the kidneys. Kidneys flush out the acid toxins. So a good rule of thumb is 1 liter of water first thing in the morning before you have your breakfast. And then drink your required amount of water throughout the day. But get that 1 liter in before breakfast. And then for your gut, we like to eat pre and probiotic type foods. So prebiotic foods, those are the foods that will feed the good guys in the gut. We want those good guys to grow so they can overtake the bad guys. And so those are onions, garlic, asparagus, and Jerusalem artichoke. Those are good prebiotics. And then for the probiotics, those would be like your kimchi, sauerkraut, any fermented foods. Fermented, you can do like fermented coconut yogurt. I actually make my own coconut yogurt by opening up a capsule of probiotic into the Thai kitchen coconut milk, and I set it on my counter overnight, and it ferments. So I've made my own fermented coconut kefir. I've been experimenting for that for about a week now, and it's so good. And that's how I have my fermented food. Yeah, with my protein, right? 40 grams of protein. So that's for the detox. So another thing is that we got the daily routine. So daily routine is you want to make sure that you're navigating the day so that you're working within your circadian rhythm. And the way to do that is to eat within a short window of time and not eat within the other window. So if you're in menopause, then you want to fast for 16 hours. Yeah, and if you're a male, you want to fast for 16 hours. If you're a menstruating woman, it's 12 to 14 hours. You don't want to mess up your cycle. So that's kind of what they're discovering now to be a good general way of doing things. And that means bone broth is going to take you out of a fast. So if you're going to have bone broth, you're not fasting. It's water, sparkling mineral water, or coffee, black coffee with a French press in the morning without anything in it. You're still fasting, because that's just like herbal tea, it's just coffee. So at night, what we do is after dinner, no snacking, just have your herbal tea with stevia, because there's no calories in that. I like having herbal tea. I like chamomile tea at night. It helps me sleep. And then in the morning, I'll have my 1 liter water and then my 2 or 1 cup of coffee, organic, French press. I'm still fasting. There's no calories coming in. And I go for a walk outside and set my circadian rhythm. Why? Because I know that that's going to set me up for a good sleep. If not, I'm not going to sleep so well. And we need to sleep. No one's sleeping. We're all having a hard time sleeping. I'll get into the sleep in a second, but I'm going to give you some tips on how to sleep better. But that's what a good daily routine would incorporate that. So digestion, what I find is most people are having a hard time with digestion. Why? Because they're stressed. And when they're eating, they're stressed. They're not breaking down their foods. Their brain is overactive and their muscles are overactive, but their digestive system is underactive. So what I always recommend is, before you eat, chill. Like, be calm and chew your food and be grateful for your food and be the last person to leave the table. Chew your food. And what I do with my family is I always light a candle on the table every night before dinner. And that's like a ritual. We're getting ready for dinner. And then we sit down and we have family dinners, and I'm the last person to leave because I chew my food and I take my time. But we need to be calm when we eat. If you can't be calm and eat, then guess what? Have a liquid nutrition. Have a smoothie or a soup and sip it. Because you're not going to digest it. But if it's pre-digested like that, then like I said, if you're running around, have a smoothie. If you're at work and you're standing up and you're moving around but you're hungry for lunch, take a soup with you and you can sip it. These are really smart things to do when you're busy and you need to eat. Have liquid nutrition. But don't have anything that's hard to digest and think you can digest it. It's not going to happen. Okay? So let's get to the sleep. So with the sleep, here's the key tips to have your best sleep. The first one is you need to get outside first thing in the morning to make melatonin, to release it at night. You've got to get your light right to sleep right. So in the morning, we want the morning sunlight. All the research shows 20 minutes before 10 a.m. of outdoor sunlight. If you wear glasses, you've got to put them on your head. Just get some light. The light has to enter your eye clock, they call it. It talks to your supracosmatic nucleus. That has to run faster than every other cell in the body. That's the leader to help you have rhythm and help you get sleeping. Plus, when you're outside first thing in the morning, you trigger to the body to make melatonin. It takes 12 hours to release it. So if you're outside before 10 a.m. and you want to go to bed for 10 p.m., then you've done it. But if you go outside at like 2 or 3, 12 hours from there is when melatonin gets released. Well, that's like 3 in the morning. That's not, what did our ancestors do? As soon as we got up, they hunted and gathered, right? And then when the sun went down, they didn't put artificial lights on. They had a campfire, right? So we have to mimic that because we're still the same. And so what happens is, so I challenge you to get outside before 10 a.m. for 20 minutes and try it. And then at night, you don't want to kill melatonin by putting all the blue light on. So this, you don't want to put the light on entry, because when you do, you raise cortisol. And cortisol is the opposite of melatonin. So here you've made all this beautiful melatonin, and then at night, you put the lights on, cortisol goes up, melatonin goes down. And you're saying, oh, but why can't I sleep? Because you killed your melatonin. That's your sleep hormone. So here's the thing. If you really need to be on like a screen or put the lights on, then just wear these sexy glasses. That's all you have to do. So I call these my sexy glasses. So These are blue light blocking glasses, and I wear them. Sometimes I have to work at night and deliver a talk like this. Hopefully you appreciate it, because I was up last night just fixing things up, because I love this so much. But if you're going to be on the screen or on your phone or put the lights on, then if you wear these, this blocks the blue light. I'm still making melatonin. So that's super cool. It's called biohack, right? So this is a really good biohack. So you want to put these on 2 hours before bed. So ideally you want to go to bed by 10. So if you can put these on at 8, then you can sleep better, because you've made melatonin and you're still making it. This works really well. A lot of my clients are wearing them now. They are, yeah. Yeah, so that's good. You guys learning anything?
Where do you get the glasses?
Michelle.
Yeah. So I ordered them. They're in my clinic, and I ordered, these ones are called Spectrum, and they're called Prospect Elite. But I can, if you guys send me an email, I'll just send you a link. Just send me an email, yeah. You know what I do? There's all these hacks. I love questions like that. So sometimes I have to drive. So do you have a sunroof?
Yeah.
Minutes. Put the sunroof open and put your heat on. You're getting the light. What's that? Can you get outside at all at work? Can you find ways to get outside? Then get outside at lunch. You know what? Just do everything you can to get outside. That's all you have to do. Just start there, and then there'll be times that you can actually get outside earlier. But just know that, just make that as a goal. I wouldn't have that as a stopping block. I'd go, I need to get outside. That's all. And the sunroof, I do that. So exercise. This is the last tip that I'm going to give you, because there's 7 tips that cover all your 7 areas that are in the plan that I created. I've given you the top tips of each one, because I love you so much and I want you guys to do well. I want you to rock it out there, fit and healthy. So the last one is, we need to do some strength training. We do. And it sounds hard, but it's not. And we need to, because you know what, we got to get stronger. And when you do, you actually get smarter. You do. Not only are you working out your muscles, yeah, you are working out your brain. We know it's BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. That gets, you grow those. Those are neurons that you're growing in the brain. You're making more pathways. You're telling the body to get smarter. You're telling the body to get stronger. You're sending the signal to get strong. Who wants to be weak? If I fall on the ground, I need to be able to get myself up. And I'm telling you, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking when I'm 80, I'm still going to hike. I think that way. I want you guys to think 3-5 years down the road, not today. Sure, today, but hey, where do you want to be 3-5 years down the road? I know where I want to be. I already have it in my head. I'm hiking with my kids and my family and Reese. Hopefully he'll come with me too. I'm sure he will. But that's where I want to go. So I'm in training for that. I always think that. That's the mindset. It's not quick fix. No. Prefrontal cortex, parent says, no, we have another way. This is the way. That is simple to do. We're not doing that. So I pulled it together, like I said, in this beautiful little plan that is here. Just do this today. And if you follow these steps, you'll get it. So exercise. So here's what I do. I like little triggers and rituals. Am I keeping you over? I am. Uh-oh. Sorry. Bad girl. So here's the thing. So I'm 52. And I want to look and feel young. I do. So I like to have fun. I do. I think we're too uptight. I think we need to have more fun. So here's what I do. I put my awesome workout gloves on. I do. This is what I do. And you know what? I already feel strong by just putting these on, but it's fun. I make this fun. So I wear these, and you know what? I like plans. So I have a plan that I follow. And I just do the work. You know what? Sometimes I don't feel like it. I don't care. I still do it. Because I know, I'm thinking 3-5 years down the road, I'm going to be way better for it. And when I look in the mirror, I'm going to be proud of the work I did. And that's actually the biggest thing for me. Is I want to be proud of who I am. I'm reinventing myself. And you can be whoever you want, not what you're told you're supposed to be. So there. So, we have to dig deep and think, why do we want to reach our ideal weight? What's the reason? Well, you're gonna be happier. You're gonna definitely be healthier, and you know what? You'll be proud of yourself for putting the work in. You're gonna feel good. So am I able to put the video on? Do you know how to put it? Do you wanna get your, so I have so many stories, so many testimonials. Can you guys hear that? No? Okay, so this should be able to play. So I want you guys to see something so empowering. Yeah, we need this video to play. Can you put that on? It was on the YouTube. Can you guys put the video on?
Come on, Matt.
It's on that one. It's supposed to be on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. And I like to share this information. Yeah, can you play it?
Hey guys, Michelle here, and I am with Winsome, and Winsome has been with me for 7 weeks. And Winsome's going to talk about, share her story about how she felt before seeing me,
Thank you, Matt.
how the program went during, and then how she's feeling now. So go, Winsome.
Hi, I'm 70 years old, and I rarely slept. I've been a nurse all my life and totally ruined my circadian rhythm, so I never could sleep throughout a night unless I was so exhausted. But gradually with time, and now I am sleeping incredibly well. Not quite like most people would want it, but I am getting close. And I have lost 23 pounds. I walk, I stick with all the homeopathic drops. I fast for 16 hours every night, at least 16 hours. I listen to my body, and if it tells me that I don't want to eat or I'm not hungry, I won't eat. And if I want to eat, I use smaller plates, I use smaller portions, I listen to my body, and I eat. When it says stop, I stop. It doesn't matter if there's food on the plate or not. I just put it in a container for later or whatever. And I'm absolutely thrilled. I never would have thought that within 7 weeks, and it's not quite 7 weeks, 2 more days, but within 7 weeks, I feel like a new person. I've got hope. I've got hope once again.
Winsome, I am so proud of you. You just, like, you're such a superstar. You did what I presented to you, and look at the results now. And then we're just starting. Wait till I get you in the gym.
Oh my, I can't even imagine that, but you know, I want to do what makes me healthy, because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Just, I had given up hope completely until I heard Michelle. All of a sudden, I had one spark, and I said, wow, I have a spark. Okay, all right, let's go for it. And yeah, now I'm like, yes, there's hope again.
Yeah, you're feeling better.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Good, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's one on many. There's a lot of people getting their lives back because they're just following simple things. And I'm
See
just
that
so
bright
proud.
brain full of activity?
Whoop.
That's a healthy aging.
The brain. We
Mine
gotta get our
is
brains
the
back.
other one.
So
55
I'm really
years
proud of
old.
her. So Winston
My
actually
own
saw
time.
me speak in
I
Nature's
have
Fair in
many
Kelowna.
excuses for my body.
And that was 7 weeks ago. And she actually gave up. And then she, for some reason, came to the talk and she heard me speak about this. And she went,
I
wait a minute,
understand.
Michelle has
I did
something
pretty well.
that I need to do.
The
So she hired me right away and came in, and now she's really good. She's doing so well. Okay, so there's another one, but we're not going to do. Anyways, Olivia, same thing. Just amazed. It's just, yeah, there's a bunch of them. So here's the thing. I just want a takeaway from you. The first one is, I want you to, first of all, pay attention. Are you really hungry? And before you're full, just go to 80% full. Just practice that, okay? Just practice getting used to being hungry. Even a little bit hungry, it's okay. Our ancestors didn't eat for days. We're meant to. We have all this energy packs that we can burn off, and actually, if we don't, we're inflaming all the time. We need to get to a better weight, okay? Because this is driving leptin resistance. We need to get our health back. So I want you to promise me that I want you to think about, are you really hungry? Okay, good, then eat. Until you're just 80% full, and that's it. Just practice, just start there, just start there. So I don't want you to eat when you're stressed. I don't want you to eat because you want to feel good at the moment. I don't want you to eat because you're told to eat. I want you to eat when you're actually hungry, all right? So just practice that. Here's the quote I came up with just a few days ago. You're only going to be as fit and healthy as you ask your body to be. You've got to tell the body, give the body the right signals for you to get what you want. So what you're doing, what's it telling the body? You know, like, so just remember that everything you do has an impact, and over time, you do the right things. Man, you'll look back and go, look at that. Wow, that was so easy. Yeah, because you did the right things and you kept it up. So, if anybody here wants help pulling this all together, that's why I'm here. And there's 3 ways that I can help you. The first one is these 7 areas that I presented to you that were simple and they were no nonsense. I did videos for each of the 7 that you just download once a day for 7 days. Why? First of all, you get to see me again going, oh yeah, Michelle, she's in my kitchen again. There's her again. So you get to see my face and go, I know I need to do this, so I can help you stay accountable. That's the first thing. Second thing is you're going to get a PDF. So you actually get an action plan. So it's only 3 tips that you're going to get for that one day to follow. So it's so easy and simple. You're also going to get, you know, the recipes, they're so delicious and easy. You're going to get a 7-day meal plan. So you're going to get, within this video series, you're going to get a 1-week meal plan to keep the momentum up, to get you excited about foods that are delicious. I'm going to throw in my book. So this took me a year to write, and I've sold out of copies. It's sold out 2 times. So Nature's Fair sold it, it's sold out. So anyways, you get it as a PDF, you get it as a download right away. So you get all my recipes, you get to learn how to soak and sprout, you get to learn, there's so many meals in here, and it's a natural way of eating and living that really is good. And then you also get access to, I'm pulling together a fit and healthy community, an online community. Why? Because I don't want anyone to do this alone. I want us all to do this together. And if we can all band together under one roof and share our recipes or share our struggles and share our wins, and then I'd be in there sharing some tips also to keep you guys like on point and everyone excited, and it has to be fun and simple and easy. So this is what, my goal is to build a fit and healthy community, because I really believe we need this. 1 in 8 Americans, we're not too far from that. We need to build our bodies up. Why? Because you know what? Our next generation depends on us. We need to pass on the wisdom to the next generation. They're getting it from the wrong, a lot of it from the wrong information. I wanted to get from a natural, loving place. We need more of that. So that's the first way I can help you. The second one is, and that's the first one, you get it right away. You download it, it's done, you can start right away. I'm pulling together an online group coaching program. where I'm gonna be guiding you once a week for 6 weeks on a Slim, Strong, and Sexy. So it's a deeper dive than the 7-Day Simple Health Reset. The 7-Day Simple Health Reset, everybody needs to do. It's the foundation plan. It's like, that's the groundwork. But from there, I'm gonna dive deeper into those areas. For the nerds out there, the geeks out there that wanna learn more like me, I will share that with you. So it's once a week for 6 weeks, and it starts March 18th. So it's me on a webinar, you guys call in, you get to see me, I get to deliver the information with an action plan for the week. So it's once a week for 6 weeks. It's gonna definitely get you slim, strong, and sexy in a way that's fun, okay? Has to be fun. Everything's recorded. If you miss one of the evenings, no problem at all. It all gets sent to you, and you'll have it for life. And you can make new friends. I've done this a number of times already. It's really empowering. The other way I can help you is if you really want, like if you are suffering with some kind of condition, or you just want the personal care, then come see me. I'm your neighbor. I'm in Kelowna. I'm not too far away. So come see me. I have a physical clinic. So you come in, I customize your eating plan, the detoxification, which I'm a specialist, and your daily routine. So I can work out your lifestyle ideas around your work and all your stress. And so I pull together plans that are easy to do. So that's what I do as well. But it's more hands-on, and I look at blood work, and it's very customized, very detailed, very customized. So I can help you 3 different ways. And if you guys have a question, just ask Michelle, and that's it. I am done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope that you enjoyed that. I'm here for questions. Okay, I release you. You guys can go home now. I kept you long enough. But I'm here if you guys have any questions. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I came with no expectations.
Oh, okay.
But because I'm fairly healthy 90% of the time, I just have low ferritin. I can't pay that much.
You know you from somewhere.
Yeah, you look very familiar.
Isn't that odd? You really do.
So I have animal products.
What's your last name?
Systems now.
Oh, is your daughter Diane?
Yes.
I work with her.
Oh, for God's sake.
Do?
I walk, like I just walk 10
Yeah, but I know
every
you're
day.
somewhere else. Isn't it interesting?
That I didn't know.
Good to see you.
You always lived here?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, in the summer, I'm used to getting up at like 6 o'clock. I get moving right away out of bed and breakfast, so I'm inside. But you know, I get out as soon as I can. And now that it's winter, I'm kind of lazy.
No.
But you are from here. I don't get out too much there.
Yeah.
So then you said,
Just get out before 10. I know it's true. I know it blew me away.
and guess what? I am a
Yeah.
I am what?
Yeah. 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 I know.
I can't figure out what now.
Well, I love getting people sleeping properly. Because we all need this.
Yeah,
That's
I'd
the
love
only
to have
time
a
the
business
brain
plan.
detoxifies.
Well, okay, the business part,
Yeah.
I do the
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, we did the
Oh, let's do the drop. Hey, Reese, you pay. Are you picking? Okay.
Jesus got it. Jesus got it.
Yeah, these are.
Carolyn Clark. Another one? Okay, who's feeling lucky?
Me.
All right. Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, there we go. What's the last
You want to
name?
get the last phase of
I was gonna say, I'm not like,
Pretty awesome, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It's okay, you can post it, but I didn't give it a
A
sign.
couple of times. But anyway, I didn't know about that, you know, the rhythm. I know what it is, but here I do my 10 to 9 between 11 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I am awake. I'm always awake between 11 and 3 in the morning, and I've never connected it. It's been when I walk. Although in the summer I was 4:30, but I don't feel like getting up. It's interesting.
You know, now you know. So it's just practice, and then just make it up. Doesn't have to be. No, I know. But you don't want to yo-yo, because you're going to make more fat sauce than you do. How do I get this? Yeah, so what would you like? Oh,
Understand all that.
here's all you have to do. It's like so simple. So, yes, all you have to do is go onto my website, and then on the front cover, like seriously, it's right there. Okay, it's right here on the front. Yeah, so right on the front of the website, it'll be the 7-day simple health reset. Just click the button and then use the coupon code. $10 off. And oh my god, this is awesome stuff. You get one video a day for 7 days with everything else. Yes. I would, and then just start there, and then once you've got the foundation, then join my group, which is March 18th. We're gonna have fun, and we gotta take action. Like we can say it, but you know what? This is for you. Start now. I understand. Well, yeah. Well, don't we want to have fun? Yeah, I do.
Wow, you're doing great.
Well, I know.
You know, I'm not saying that it's red, I just mean that.
You love life and you deserve it. And look at all the stuff we've given out. It's our time for ourselves.
Exactly.
That's how I see it. You'll figure it out. And we can keep talking. I'm here. Okay. Thanks for coming. Oh, and you're a new neighbor. I have clients all throughout North America, Mexico, Panama, everywhere. The States. That's what internet's for. Yeah, I do remote.
All right, thank you.
And contact me.
I will.
And let's get started. And have fun.
I have a question about.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I had a bird.
Did you have a question?
No, I just wanted to say thank you.
Okay.
Laura.
Thank you. Yeah, you were sitting there just soaking it up.
It's past my bedtime now, so
Okay,
I
bye.
gotta go.
See you later. Talk later.
Night, night.
So, about a year and a half ago, I burnt out working minimum 100 hours. A year and a half ago, yeah, I totally burnt out, like, full 600.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't like
Yeah. Oh, blood work. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
do
wanted to do that
micronutrient test. Oh my gosh.
okay,
it's
where
game.
does blood work get done? Go
I
ahead,
do
I'm listening.
micronutrient testing. It is game changing. What do I do? Is I actually, your blood is alive. It tells me exactly the nutrients you don't have enough of.
Yeah.
We've done it as a family.
What do you charge for the blood?
So it's on my website, so it's $5.25, but there's only one place in the world. They're the gold standards. They're SpectraCell, but guess what? You won't be guessing. I get the results and I go, oh, you don't have enough carnitine. No wonder you can't fat burn. Oh, you don't have enough CoQ10. No wonder you're tired. Your B12 is tanked. No wonder you have a nervous issue. There's no guessing. Everybody needs to get this done.
How about an 82-year-old husband who's driving you nuts?
I don't have an answer for that.
My Scots grandmother said, Jeannie, when I was 14, she said, they don't include your age. God bless her, she knew it.
My
She was
husband's
young.
awesome.
How are you doing, Lottie?
My husband is Scottish and Irish.
Okay.
He's awesome. He has to tolerate me.
It's like Scottish, this one's Irish.
And for the cortisol, do you do the...
I do hormone testing too. I don't do saliva.
Okay.
But what I would do is, here's the thing. I would figure figure out why you're tanked. You need.
No, I know why. And I've been working from here.
You need the nutrients to make the building blocks.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll get out of your way if I can. You're welcome.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I did the
But I mean-
blood work for protocol. And I didn't share that it was off, but I'm thinking it's a lot of
Well, that's the you want to get us blood. I would do the micronutrient because I think that that's foundational to anybody's health. Your saliva can be off. Who cares if your cortisol's off? If you don't have the building blocks to balance cortisol, you're going to be spinning your wheels all the time. I always go to the foundation first. Here we're looking at this, but why is it like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me to see what's going on. So, hey, I can test your serum. That's your brain and your nervous system and all to do with cortisol. You know, like you need the building blocks to make it. Plus, I would design it a daily routine.
Oh yeah, I wake up before the sun and I go to bed after the sun. But
Yeah.
it's just
But the blue light at night, do you work? But the blue light goes on. Like, do you look at a screen before?
I stopped that a year and a half ago with burnout. Like I've been doing a lot of life changing. So as a child,
Again, you're inflamed.
oh I know.
So let me take the fire out.
So I've gone from small, medium to
Yeah. So I would love to fix that. Like I'm telling you, I
well,
love.
I know.
Okay,
It's just,
sorry.
I have to talk about, like, there's lots of different things that, and I've been trying things for like a year and a half, so I'd like to call with you. Talk about it a little bit more, but there's things that if I do it, also my system also goes into it. So,
Yeah, but that's the past. I want you to take it. You've got to change it. I'm sorry, but you have to still believe.
I do believe.
Okay, good.
I'm trying to control the concept, but I'm also cautious because when I burn out, it's hard. So,
Yeah.
when I run out, if it all goes
What do you eat for breakfast?
I usually have spinach. A common thing is spinach and eggs. And like that's it. So,
And you're fasting 16 hours?
I normally eat around 5 and I eat at like 6. So, 13.
And then what are your carbs like?
And before I had my burnout, I almost ate no carbs. Once a month or something, like I would have every single carb. I would have it, but not like. Yeah, I went from normal to the hour normal.
Okay, good. So what you have to do is you need to, it's a 10-day window. When estrogen starts to rise, you need to increase your carbs.
Yeah, so that's what I need to
Okay.
burn out.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, 'cause no, you do need to,
Yeah,
you do need to.
everything.
You need to slow this. How's your gut?
Oh, I'm good 2 or 3 days.
And your sleep, is it solid?
Terrible right now.
Oh. Well, okay, so you're gonna get your sleep for your cortisol, so that's that. So that's what micronutrient test is like game changing. For someone like you have to dig. Do you have a smart meter around your EMS?
I think they were just installing them.
Okay, why don't you check? Because that will disrupt your nervous system and you won't be sensitive. Some people are EMS sensitive, so I take the toxins out. I'm a detox specialist. Talk about homeopathics, that's game changing. That's a fix me. Clear the toxins out. Intercellular. These are homeopathics. They go in the cell. So I'm trained biotherapy. So anyways, I'm classically trained to use homeopathics to unblock the body to its own detox. And I use them on. Okay, anyways, we're gonna, yeah, because I want to fix your missing pieces.
Yeah, it's still more work.
What's your name?
Jennifer.
Oh, that's okay. It's your path. It's all right. You're finding teachers to help you. It's all for a reason. There's a learning thing.
Oh, I understand.
Hi, sweetie.
No, the phone will be in there.
Oh, okay. Is it still going?